Hey, welcome to this thing. This is Level 3 Focus, and my name is Ultra David. Sorry it's been a few weeks, just been busy times for me, unfortunately. A couple weeks ago, I had something to do in work, I don't even remember what it was now. And last week, I was on my way home from Civil War 4, which was a tournament out in Virginia that I went to, and just got a late flight back, and then I was totally pooped and just couldn't handle being awake any longer. So anyway, I'm back, finally. Today, there's so much stuff to talk about. I thought about just a million things because it's been so long since I did this, and I've talked about doing different episodes on different things and even different games, and I want to cover everything, but I can't, so I'm going to narrow it down to my current favorite player, Infiltration. Yeah! He's the reason that I like this guy, well, there are a few reasons. Let me just say that. In general, I really appreciate players who are experimental. That's my thing in fighting games, is to be as experimental as can be, and to come up with godlike new technology and tell everybody about it. It's something that I love doing, and I really feel like that's what Infiltration is all about, is coming up with technology and figuring out how to do like experiments and doing research and doing all those scientific things that we call our video gaming hobby. He is a really talented player. He's got great reads. He has a very, very versatile play style. He can be playing super rushdown craziness, or he can play kind of like mid-range game, or he can play super lame, and I think that that's really cool. He's also a huge troll. He is a dick when it comes to games. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I got plenty of examples, don't even worry about it, about how like rude and how much of an asshole he can be. It's awesome. So I don't really care about players for the most part, and even all this is sort of overblown. It's not really that big a deal to me. I really just wanted to take the time to showcase a current player who I think is experimental, and I like that. There are too many cool players to even list, and certainly we have players ourselves in the U.S. who are really experimental and creative, and really try to make things work that you might not expect would work at first glance. In fact, I have a couple of videos of Infiltration playing against one of those guys, a combo fiend, who has picked up Oni, who picked up Abel back in Street Fighter 4 when people thought that Abel was crappy at the time. And, it's something that he's known for doing all the way through Capcom vs. SNK 2 and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and even in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. It's a hallmark of his gameplay. Justin Wong is the same way. I mean, I was trying to think about how many characters I've seen Justin play in tournaments when it comes down to the wire. That is to say, characters that he kind of comes up with as being counters to whatever he feels he needs to counter. He's done it with, Balrog and Makoto and Fei Long and Abel and Dan, and just a ton of different characters. And I think that that's really cool, and I would love to dedicate shows to those guys too, and to just a whole host of other people. And maybe I'll get around to that, but Infiltration has been winning lately, and I just wanted to highlight some stuff.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that it's actually lagging.
It's lagging?
Is it really lagging, guys, or are you just trolling?
Yeah, alright. Apparently there's lag. Oh, there's a lag spike even?
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on with that.
Weird. Yeah, we know the stream is laggy. Maybe it's the fact that we're loading all of those videos at the same time.
Okay, let me...
So, usually I try to just select videos from YouTube that I just download and then show, so there's no issue of going against the internet here. But unfortunately, some of the videos that I want to show are not actually on YouTube yet. They're still in the archives only. They're from Seasons Beatings this past weekend, and I'm sure Spooky will get around to uploading those soon, but it just finished yesterday, so they're not quite up yet. We literally have those up right now, and they're loading, so that could be a reason for the lag.
That's what it is.
You think that is the reason?
It's because they're buffering right now.
Yeah, they're buffering right now. I see.
Shit.
Come on, internet.
Should I? Well, let me kill one of them.
Just
at
kill
least.
one of them. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. You know what? Just keep the one. Yeah, keep that
Okay.
one out. Keep that one out.
Okay.
That's good.
Let us know if it looks any better, guys, on the stream. 'Cause
Yeah.
I killed some of those things there.
Okay. All right. So apparently it's fine. People are
Okay.
saying that it's fine now.
Okay.
So let's go over to the video with Combo Fiend, the #1 video.
Sure thing. This one right here. Okay.
Yeah. So this one is from NorCal Regionals. The two tournaments that I'm going to show footage from are NorCal Regionals 10, which happened, I think, exactly a month ago today. And then also from Seasons Beating SummerSlam, which just happened this past weekend. It's going to be both Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version 2012 and also a little bit of Street Fighter Cross Tekken at the very end. But I'm going to start off with Street Fighter 4. As you can see, that's hopefully up on your screen right now. This is Combo Fiend, and it's Infiltration, picking Gouken. So Gouken is a character that some people have slept on for a long, long time. The first time I heard anybody thought that he was even decent was back at EVO, when I faced against Hyro, and he actually beat me in tournament, and he said he thinks this character is legit, and he only got better in 2012. And Infiltration, I've talked with him about this character. He thinks that this character is literally an A-tier character, that he's that good, and he gets slept on. And I think the great thing about him selecting Gouken in this match, which was in top 8, is that he has a character that he has clearly spent the time with to figure stuff out. Here he is in Gouken versus Oni, of all matchups. Like, who among you has ever seen this before? Probably almost none. And so for him to go Gouken against Oni rather than Akuma or Hakan or Ryu, who he also plays, just shows that he has this mind for research and the ability to look into matchups and figure out all the little things that would make it advantage for Gouken or for Akuma or for Ryu or for Hakan, and he picks among them. And he actually does really well against Combo Fiend in this match. I mean, you can kind of see why. He has Gouken, which has a really strong fireball game, stronger than I think people give him credit for. And he has great anti-airs, he has good footsies. He's up against a character who kind of has Gouken syndrome in that he can't deal huge damage from like max range footsies. He kind of has to be closer than that. They're both sort of like that. So he has a character that's sort of like Oni, except for maybe a little bit better. And he's just using it really, really well. There's the reads that I mentioned at the start. He has these amazing reads and timings. But yeah, okay. He gets out of there. The other reason that I like this guy is that he goes with characters that I think he goes with characters specifically. Oh yeah, I want to show this. Yeah, you see how fast Gouken recovers right there. I'm telling you, I think this is a huge reason for why he's selected this character. Gouken actually has faster fireball recovery than Ryu, but the other thing about it is that his fireball animation doesn't extend his hitbox as far as Ryu's does. So whereas Ryu's kind of, his hands are out there, they're significantly farther than they actually look like in terms of the hitbox. But Gouken is the opposite, and basically he can just throw fireballs to his heart's content. Yeah, and Combo Fiend lands on top of that one. The other thing about this match, or I should say, the really impressive thing about this is not the reads. Lots of people have reads, lots of people have spacing and timings. It's just the fact that he goes with this character selection this far into the tournament. It's I don't know if he's played Gouken before this, but I don't think he had on stream at least, and just really, really, really makes it work because he's put in enough of the time to do this. And I'm gonna let this run until the end because at the end there's something that I think is pretty sweet, but I guess we'll just let it play until then. In the meantime, he has great footsies. Wow, look at that! The Fierce Fireball FADC to Ward, because he knew there was going to be this, and then he's just playing footsies with a character, like I said, that I just think has stronger buttons when it comes to that range. Buttons that don't lead to a ton of damage, it's true, but that nevertheless I think are stronger than Oni's. So he's in this really good situation. He has to play defensively, which is it's Gouken's negative. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say he had gone for that frame trap setup before, and it didn't work. Oh yeah, that's right. So I think another reason that he picks this character is that people don't have much familiarity with him. The EX Demon Flip is pretty abusable on, you know, if you know what to do about it. You can actually blow him up. But, oh yeah, okay, so go back. This is what I'm talking about how he's a huge troll. So here he is. He's about to 2-0 Combo Fiend. And what does he want to kill with? EX counter. He just brings out EX for the first time. Here, go back. Yeah, go back. So for the first time all set, he brings out EX counter. And why? Like, why would he do this? He knows he has better buttons. He just wants to be a dick about it. He's like, I think you're going to do it here, and how sick would it be if I actually got this to work out? You would look like such an ass. It didn't work, unfortunately, but, you know, so he goes back to the game that sort of brought him here. But you can see that he is kind of a rude asshole when it comes to games, which I love. So he's a really fun kind of troll sort of dude to watch. Let's take a quick break, I guess, and when I come back, I'm going to switch tournaments over to Seasons Beating SummerSlam for a little bit more arcade edition. Maybe you saw this past weekend. He had some pretty amazing moments. That's all. Okay, welcome back. Today we're talking about a player who I like because I really appreciate experimental type players and players who really put in the work and do what they can do to win while at the same time having kind of a flair. And, you know, again, I could be talking about just a bunch of different players in different games, and I'd like to get to that at some point. But right now I'm talking about Infiltration from Korea. He's come to the U.S. for a couple of tournaments in the past month, one at NorCal Regionals, which we just saw, and then one at in Ohio at Seasons Beatings, which is what we're going to see right now. So if you could get over to the stream over there, see if that will work out. This is the set against Dominion. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was a blow-up. It was crazy. And
keep talking. Go ahead.
I feel like... So we just last week were talking about Dominion because he won Civil War 4, and we said, you know, this is definitely the best Guile player in the States. He might be the best Guile player in the entire world, and we said that, you know, maybe he's the best Street Fighter player in the United States right now, or certainly he's among that top echelon of players right now. He gets his ass kicked in this set. It's a 1-7, and in the 1-7, he wins one round legitimately. The second round, he wins. You know, we'll see it, I guess. It's a little bit, it's a little trolly as to why he actually wins it. But it's again, it's another showcase for a player who brings a matchup that I don't think anybody really knows. I mean, certainly I've played Gouken versus Guile. He plays Gouken in this set, but you know, nowhere near the kind of level that's going on here. And we were just kind of joking around, my friends and I. You know, we have pocket Goukens or we have pocket Guiles, and we'll, you know, bring them out for casuals, that sort of thing. So can you go over there? Cool.
This is a great opening picture.
Yeah, look at this opening picture that we just happened to land on. This is actually not related, but there's Mike Ross, upset. All right. Hopefully it's actually gonna play here. Oh, is this the Mike Ross set still?
I think it is because.
I maybe I got the time wrong.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, I think I did get the time wrong. Just fast forward it a while.
Sure, no problem.
I'm sure it's coming up soon. It was a money match that they had. It wasn't in tournament. Yeah, so just keep fast forwarding. I totally got the time wrong. Whatever. Come on, baby.
Come on, Twitch.
You can do it. Ooh. Wow, I was totally off. Keep going. Hopefully we will find it at some point.
So this was actually a money match between Infiltration.
This is a money match between Infiltration and yeah, just keep going. Wow, I don't know how I got it so wrong. It's a money match between Infiltration and Dominion. It's.
I don't know if it's at the back of this. It might.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
In fact, is that the first one? Did we just happen to land on it? No, it's 2-0, but whatever, man. Just let it rock.
Yeah.
Just let this run. Oh wait, what? No, dude, it's cool, dude. Just let it run.
Here we go. This is the start.
Okay, fine. It doesn't really matter like when we are in this because it's too many matches and I don't want to run the whole thing, unless I just happen to drone on for the entire time, which is totally a possibility. As I was saying, this is a match that I don't think many people know, and certainly Dominion doesn't know it. You can see from the way he's playing. Let's talk about those fireballs that Goken is throwing out there constantly. Like I said before in the Oni match, Goken actually has really strong fireballs. They're a little bit slower on startup than Ryu's, but they are quicker on the release. And if he charges them up, his release is faster, even, he's charging it up, sure, but the actual release is a little faster. And he also doesn't have that big ol' extended hitbox at the end of his fist that really gets some other characters into trouble.
I just want to mention to people watching on stream, the choppiness of the actual video it's the playback, it's not the stream. So it's literally me playing the video. That's just how it looks on my computer right
All right,
now. So.
whatever.
Okay.
That's cool. So it's that fireball game that he wants to out-lame Dominion with. And this is another thing that I think is cool about Infiltration. So whereas he had this mid-range sort of style against Oni, and he was playing active footsies, and occasionally he went in this set, for the most part, he just lames out. And if you can lame out Dominion, I mean, you're pretty decent at laming out. By laming out, I just mean, playing this distance game, throwing lots of projectiles. Wow, dude, it's so slow. And that's not easy against Dominion because that's what he's known for. That's how he plays Street Fighter, and it's how he plays Marvel. It's just how he plays in general. It's how he plays Cross Tekken too. And yet here is Infiltration in a money match, doing really, really well in this exact style. He does go in occasionally. The other reason I feel that he picks Goken in addition to the fireball fact, yeah, right? Okay, so actually Goken's fireballs are FADC-able for a longer period of time. Yeah. I'm telling you, nobody knows about this character. Right? Nobody knows. But he's actually really good. So it's the fireballs. It's also the fact that he has a nice little exploit that he can do when Guile does a sweep, and if my notes are correct, we're going to see that eventually. I'm on stream now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess you'll see the fact that it is actually just the stream replay screwing up. Yeah. He can do this thing with Guile's sweep. Most characters can do, FADC, can do focus, dash toward through the second hit, or just, focus, release, whatever, for a little bit of damage. And if you focus toward, most people just get throw. But Goken, his dash is fast enough, and his close-medium punch is fast enough, that he can actually do dash toward, close-medium punch, link crouching fierce, EX rush punch into huge damage, then there's great meaty situation. So what he's doing in going for this pick is trying to neutralize Guile's fireball game and also one of Guile's important pokes. And he actually really does that well. But I just want to emphasize how interesting and unusual it is to pick a character like Goken, who seemingly everybody sleeps on, and do enough research with this character that you know what you can do exactly in each matchup. And again, he picks Goken in this match, even though he has Akuma, he has Ryu, he has Hakan, he has these different characters, but he goes with Goken because he's done enough practice and kind of theorizing about the game and how it should go, that he knows that it's Guile in this matchup. And does Korea have a Guile to Dominion's level? Again, I think that Dominion is probably the best Guile player in the world. My guess is that they don't, but if they even have somebody who is competent, somebody who we can kind of game plan against, then that's really, really useful. Yeah, I mean, you can see he's totally blowing him up, right? As I said, in this whole set, Dominion wins one round legit, and the second round is a super troll. And I don't know that we're going to get to that because I just don't want to let this run for a million years. But you should really watch this whole set because it's It's essentially like a how-to in picking a character that somebody doesn't expect, but that you know is tailored almost perfectly to the matchup. And in watching this matchup, I don't know, like what does Guile even do? Like I've been thinking about this matchup in a matchup where a character has significantly better fireballs. When he gets in, he's much more damaging than if Guile were to get in. He has tricks to get through things like sweep. His dash is fast enough that he can do focus through fireballs. Even focus through, he does this a couple times. Focus through a stand fierce and then throw on the other side. I mean, he has this really strong matchup against Guile, and I don't think anybody knew. I certainly didn't know. I mean, I've played this match, and I didn't think about it in such a way as I really understood what was going on, and I think it's really cool that Infiltration took the time, played this matchup out, or at least game planned for this match, and does a really, really great job.
And there it was. He just focused the Sonic Boom, dash through and through him.
Yeah, right. So he can do that, and seemingly on reaction as well. When he does this charge up, again, the release is faster. It's also 2 fireballs, which means that yeah, right, in footsies, which means that it's basically like an EX fireball going through towards Guile without having to spend any meter for it. And because he's so good at throwing regular fireballs, you can see the Dominion is a little bit wary about just throwing the normal Sonic Boom game. It's not really working out for him, and so he's trying to sort of vary it. You can see he's trying to play reactively, like trying to jump in ways that he doesn't normally. Look at that! Like he knew. Like I guarantee you, he knew this. I guarantee he knew that would happen. He was like, if I throw a fireball here, I'm just gonna do it because I know if I do and you do the ultra as I expect that you might, I'm still gonna win. Anyway, pretty strong stuff from this dude. Just go to the end if possible. We'll see if we can do that. Yeah. All right, what's the score here? I can't even see.
6.
Oh, 6-0. Yeah. So at this point, we've played through basically the full set. You can see from Dominion's play that he is playing totally differently now than at the start. He does not. Yeah, look at this. How often do you see Dominion do that? He had the ability to set up a zone from far away, even with the life lead, and he didn't do it. He tried to dash up to put pressure on Goken. You just don't see Dominion play like that very often. It's because he's had to deal with this matchup that Infiltration has set up for him because of the research that Infiltration has done, the experimentation that he's done, the game planning that he's done. He's done really, really well. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like obviously I knew that works. It's just an unusual application of that kind of thing. He can come in here for the kill. Is this the troll round? I don't really remember.
I don't know what he does as a troll.
Oh yeah, that's right. He spends all his bar for no reason. He's really trying to get a counter out of it. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So he was really trying to get up to that range, into that little footsie range. Whereas we saw earlier, he has gotten a counter a couple of times. He just throws his meter away. Whatever. I'm so confident that I'm gonna just troll you for right now, and you're gonna have to deal with it, and I'm gonna win anyway, which he does. And now he can put the pressure on. Again, Goken, yeah, as you'll see, extremely damaging up close when he actually gets a hit. That's so much stun. Yeah, there you go. Nighty-night. Oh yeah, that's right, he goes for shenanigans. Yeah, and again shenanigans. Look at this, look at this! Oh my god! What? Why would you do that? To Dominion! He's the best player! He's so good with Guile, and then you just troll him. Oh my god. What an ass. It's amazing. I was thinking about showing the tournament match that they later play. They actually did play in tournament the next day. And I guess I'm not going to bother. There's no real purpose in that. It basically goes the same way. Infiltration picks Goken. It's sort of interesting, and maybe you should go see it later on your own. These are all on twitch.tv/TeamSpooky site. They're not yet on YouTube. They're in the archives. It's interesting to see how Dominion does kind of adapt. He plays it differently than he did at the start of their set, of this Monday match set. Far fewer Sonic Booms, much more attempts at pressure. He even thinks about switching to Able for a second. He actually goes on the character select screen and hovers over Able. And so if you have hurried and worried Dominion to that extent, I mean, you know that you have done a good job, not just in playing, but in picking the right character matchup to make him that worried about things. Let's go to the second video.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. Oh, it's already lined up?
Yep, man.
Dang, James Chen.
Trying to be a good stream producer here.
So, I don't really want to spend that much time on this one. It's mostly just important because you recognize that this was grand finals from Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012 at NCR a month ago against Ricky Ortiz. He goes with Akuma. Ricky ends up winning. And, you know, I guess we'll just watch this just for a match or two, just so you can see. Ricky ends up taking it.
Well, he must really take Ricky seriously then, huh?
He totally takes Ricky seriously. Absolutely. I mean, at the time, I don't know that I had seen him play the character that he's going to play that we're going to show after this one. You know, he comes in here, obviously he's played Akuma against Rufus many times. I don't know that he's played against Ricky. I actually feel like he has played against Ricky. He has before,
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
right? Ricky, of course, is a super smart player and definitely one of my favorite players on the continent. He is extremely smart. He has amazing reactions. He doesn't get flustered very easily at all. And when Ricky Ortiz goes into crazy Mad Beast mode, I like him over everybody in the world. The question is he going to go into that Mad Beast mode, or is he just going to be amazing like usual? You know, there's a difference between being amazing and being just like, nobody beats me at all. He's currently amazing, and he ends up beating Infiltration. All right, so
Do you want me to jump ahead, or...?
there's no real need to jump ahead. Let's just go to the stream.
Okay.
So hopefully, oh, you know what? This is the second stream, actually,
Oh, right, okay.
the one that we turned off. So there were some problems with loading two streams simultaneously.
So do you want me to stop this video then? You don't need this video then?
I guess can you run that like while you start up the second stream?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
let's just let that rock. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to be. Oh, that's right. He lost to Ricky at Evo. Good call. Good call. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. In the next set, he plays against Ricky again just this past weekend at Seasons Beatings SummerSlam, and he doesn't go Akuma. In fact, he goes with Ryu, and you can see that in the intervening month, he really did his homework, and he really tried to figure out how he could beat Ricky Ortiz. Clearly, he takes Ricky Ortiz seriously to the point that he goes into the lab and he picks Ryu. And I know that he's played Ryu before, but he tried Akuma all throughout this set. He doesn't switch away from Akuma in this grand final set. He just runs his character until the end.
So you want me to go to the Ricky Ortiz one right here?
Yes, please.
5, okay.
Hopefully I got the right time on this one at least. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That was like exactly right. Just,
Nice. Okay. I'm going to switch over to this thing.
yeah, just switch over to that one. That sounds good. Anyway, he's playing Ryu. And the reason, as you'll see soon, is you know, he likes Ryu anti-airs a little bit better. He likes Ryu on defense a little bit better, which, you know, maybe you might not expect, but it actually totally turns out that way. He plays this matchup exactly as he wants to play. So we've seen him already play this kind of mid-range style when he was playing against Combo Fiend, then this very lame keep-away style until the end when he got crazy about things against Dominion, and then he goes back to this kind of mid-range sort of style against Ricky Ortiz at Seasons Beatings, as you can see. So he's really trying to just sort of play at this mid-range. And I like a lot of what he does. He has sort of a different take on this match than other Ryus. Very, very jab heavy, as you can see. It's kind of a hallmark of the Korean players. I've seen Laugh play this match in much the same way, and again, it really works out, despite the fact that Ricky has a ton of Ryu practice, or at least had when John Choi was still playing Ryu in Street Fighter 4. But Infiltration makes this work because he has a slightly different style. It's almost like he went home and watched how Ricky played. Excuse me. and didn't just bring a Ryu versus Rufus. He brought a Ryu versus Ricky Ortiz, which is a little bit different, as you can see. There's actually this, actually I don't know if it's now, but there's this godlike thing that he does when he's caught in the corner against Ricky Ortiz's pressure. I don't know, let's see. No, I guess not. But yeah, so he's just playing this mid-range business, you know, he bringing out the wake-ups because he's not too worried about things, and he has to make a comeback anyway at this point. I think he actually ends up doing it, if I recall correctly. Trying to play those footsies. He knows, so again, he knows who Ricky Ortiz is, and he knows that Ricky has one of the best footsie games in the business and some of the best reactions in the world. And so he's just like trying to stand outside of that range if he can. You know, Ricky gets in there. Okay, what? Yeah, I think it's, oh no, maybe it's not now? Alright, well anyway, at some point he does this sick thing in the corner. Ooh, it's so pretty! Frame traps. I think that's it. Oh, not quite? Ooh, I totally forgot about that. He does Fireball FADC toward Fireball, and I think that's inescapable. I don't really know what Rufus does in that situation.
I think he saw the FADC, so he was scared to jump and wasn't expecting
That's very possible. Yeah, James, I don't know if you can hear James. James says that he saw the FADC toward, and Ricky saw the FADC toward, and maybe thought that Infiltration was expecting Ricky to jump, so he just threw out a Fireball instead and got the chip, which would make sense. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, whatever. I guess we'll let this run. I just wanted to show that he has this game plan. So he has different styles that he can play, but even more impressively, and the reason that I like him for the most part, is that he has this style where he'll pick whatever he needs to pick within the confines of the game to get the job done. And whether it's switching characters, you know, we've already seen him play Gouken, Akuma, and Ryu, or whether it's changing up play styles, or whether it's going home and seemingly like watching the tape, or at least thinking about things in his own head as to how they went last time he played Ricky, and like somebody said on stream, Ricky Ortiz beat him in Evo as well, so he has this history against Ricky that's not so great, and he's clearly gone home and really done the homework, and I think that that's awesome. I think that that's a thing that more players need to emulate. People just bring in what they think matchups are going to be, or they just bring in, you know, their own style, and they think, you know, I'm just going to force this on you. And in some cases that works, and some of the best players do play like that. But another way to play is this reactive kind of style where you know, take yourself into the lab and you really see what you can do about situations. Man, I really wanted to see that thing in the corner. I don't really know when that's coming up, but oh, actually, maybe it's right now. Come on, do it right now. It's so sick. Maybe not. Alright. Whatever, I'll just tell you what happened. Oh, what? Crouching jab from a million years away? So what happens is that Ricky Ortiz has him in the corner. Ricky does EX Messiah, Light Kick Ender, FADC toward, but Infiltration has done enough game planning here that he knows exactly what to do in that situation. He just does Crouching Fierce, because Rufus is actually not plus frames after he does that, after he does a dash toward. He's a little bit safer than if he dashes back, but he's still not plus enough that he can press a button safely afterward, and he actually gets counter hit for his troubles. So Infiltration has enough matchup knowledge and has done enough research here that he knows exactly what the counters are for particular situations. So it's not just kind of like some broad-based thing, which is what you normally see when somebody goes to a counter match. They'll pick a match because they know in general what a character wants to do, and they believe that that style is good enough to overcome the other person who knows his character well enough, but you just think that the matchup is bad enough that you'll win anyway. That's not what he's done. Oh, was it right there?
No, not yet. It looks like it's coming close.
I don't know, man. I don't really remember when it is.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, here it is?
I'm pretty sure,
yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, that
he just killed him. Okay, yeah, that's right. I mean, it goes 2-1. It's not free.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. We don't have to watch the whole thing. I'd rather go to a break. But it's just to, you know, watch it yourself. You'll see this happen, and know that if you want to do this kind of counter match play or counter pick play, that you can't just go about it knowing what the matchup is in general. You really have to game plan for not just what the intricacies of the matchup are, but how the opponent person that you want to play against is going to play, or how you expect them to play. And that's something that Infiltration, I think, does really, really well. You saw him against Dominion, You saw him against Combo Fiend, picking characters that people don't see very often. Again, you see it here in Ryu Rufus, which is of course not an unusual character, but it's a character that he tends not to play that much. But even though he hasn't played it that much, he still knows exactly what to do. Alright, so let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Level 3 Focus after this. Alright, welcome back to Level 3 Focus. Thanks for joining me. My name is Ultra David. Today we're talking about a player from Korea who is named Infiltration, has been doing very well over the last couple of years, and I'd like to talk about him because I think he has this style that a lot of people could really learn from. He has the ability to adapt not just to play styles, but also in characters, and to do the research that you need to do to make a counter pick happen, and to just play really well. At the same time, he's also an asshole, which is awesome. Alright, so let's go into the set. When I first told people that I wanted to do this episode on Infiltration, they immediately said, oh, because he plays Hakan? Yeah, kind of because he plays Hakan. But it's not just that he plays Hakan. As you can see, he's playing against Combo Fiend in Seasons Beatings. This was like winners finals, I think. This is a high pressure match. So he's bringing out Hakan, and you might think to yourself, can you pause it for a second?
Yeah, no problem.
You might think to yourself, why would you do that? You think, presumably, that Hakan is bad. And I just want you to realize that this is not the type of player to purposely disadvantage himself in a matchup. You can see from the matchups that he's picked so far, purposely done so. He's picked Ryu versus Rufus, and by the way, thanks to Derek for letting me know that he also used Ryu to beat Ricky at NCR last year in regular AE. I actually forgot about that. That's okay. So he has that advantage matchup. He had Goken against Guile, which seemed like a pretty bad matchup for Guile, and now he has Hakan against Oni. And the previous examples should clue you into the fact that he's not just picking Hakan because he thinks, oh yay Hakan, I can derp around and maybe I'll get a win, or if not, whatever. It's really not how he plays. Even though he has this kind of trolly side to him, he really only brings it out when he thinks that he has things in the bag. You can see it from the moments that he's had this kind of trolly behavior in the set so far. It's really only at the end. It's not at the start when things are really up in the air. Alright, yeah, play, please. So, he has a really fun style of Hakan, and definitely a very different one than Hakans that I've seen. He tries to go for a lot of hit confirm toward medium punch. He's just seeing whether it hits, and then if it hits, then he presses slide. He also has a very, very dash heavy style. It's very important that you be oiled up. This is something that every Hakan has to do. But he's really looking for this toward medium punch as kind of a hit and run sort of hit confirm, which kind of makes sense. He also has, just from talking with him in the past, he has a ton of DDT setups, or I forget the real name, oil dive or something, the 360 kick move that are really tricky. No, I don't think that works. Yeah, Combo Fiend is really, really smart. He's not going to get crapped out like that. But let's think about why he goes with Hakan in this match. Again, I don't think that it's just because he's trying to troll. I think that he's identified something about Oni as a character that he thinks that Hakan does well against. A couple of things, in fact. One is that Oni, as I was saying before, has this, what I used to term Goken disease before Oni came out, which is that even though he has some good buttons in footsies, they don't lead to a ton of damage unless you're at a certain range. If you're at maximum range, they're just kind of individual hits. Hakan, I think, blows that up, and you can in part see why, because he has focus dash toward in a way that can do really, really well if you do get the hit. He also, Oni I should say, also doesn't have FADC on Dragon Punch on block, which means that that Hakan can really play a lot of crazy games that he might be worried about playing otherwise, or at least that's what he wants to go for. There's also the fact that Oni doesn't have a very, very fast way to get in. So Hakan against Dudley, for example, is a really bad match because Dudley can totally frozen. Oh, that's too bad.
Here we go.
Can you rewind though?
Yeah.
All right. On enemy, I should say, Dudley can do EX machine gun or regular machine gun on reaction to any oil, but Oni doesn't really have that. He can do things from a certain range. He's very damaging there, but from farther away, it's not that huge a deal. So he has this read against.
I went too far back.
That's fine. It's fine, dude. You don't have to pinpoint it.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh no, wait, go back.
so,
That was the last one.
so go forward more?
No, just let it rock there.
Okay.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Okay.
So he's doing okay. He's basically doing what he wants to be doing. Don't sleep on Combo Fiend. He's a really, really strong player with a great sense of spacing and great sense of mix-ups, and he has excellent reads and the ability to react very, very well. A great read there. If not for that read, this would have been either a win for Hakan or been very, very close. And he goes for the chip there. Hakan doesn't have anything in that situation that can get him out. So that's it. But the pick of Hakan here really shows that he thinks a lot about the matchups, and he has these. Yeah, I know they were laughing about it. Yeah, he has these characters up his sleeve that most people don't, and I think that's really admirable and something that a lot of people can really benefit from. Like I said, I've seen other people do it too. I was talking about how Justin has counterpicked with like half a dozen or I don't even know 10 characters in his lifetime in Arcade Edition, and has made a lot of them work out really well. But not so much in. Oh, can you go back?
Oh, did we want to keep going with the infiltration match? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna just keep running with here.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's cool. Don't worry about it. He actually then goes Goken after Hakan doesn't work out. In NCR, he played against Combo Fiend with Goken and did well, and so he goes back to a character that he knows that he can beat Combo Fiend with because he's done it before, and I guess we'll see the set after the ad runs. This is winners finals in seasons beating, so he's not trying to take this lightly. He's going with characters that he thinks can do well for him. Hakan didn't do as well as he might have thought. Again, just a couple of mix-ups away from taking the game though, and I really like watching his Hakan because it's kind of a different style of Hakan than I play. I have a lot more like normal heavy sort of play, and when it comes to mix-ups, I tend to try to go for things like unblockables and really ambiguous cross-ups and a couple of grab setups. He's much more DDT heavy and much more dash heavy, so it's really cool to see the sort of variation in style. But okay. Almost there? Alright. Right, that's the end of the previous one. You can just let it run, whatever. That's fine, yeah, let's go over there. Get my mug off the screen. My mug will still be on there, fine. Audio is off?
Audio is off of what?
Yeah, what's audio off of?
Because there is no audio on the video.
I don't know. Apparently there's a really big... apparently audio was off. I don't know what to tell you.
So...
restart?
I guess I could do a quick restart to see what happens.
Alright.
So I'll keep playing the video.
Yeah, so the background static noise is actually the Xboxes that we have running. We have 2 Xboxes running. I don't think we need that anymore.
Yeah, actually, let me shut them both off.
Yeah.
Oh, I can shut
Just
them
one off, yeah, that should be better. Cool? Alright, cool. Let's go into the game and see some action and such. Again, we're talking about Infiltration today. He has a match against Combo Fiend that we're looking at right now. He had just played Hakan in a pretty close match. It was 2-1 in rounds. Could have gone really either way. And then he goes to Goken because he's seen how Goken does against Oni before. They played at NCR, and so now he goes with the character that did well for him last time. Alright, so can you go over to the thing? Nice. Cool. Alright, there we go. And he has game plan for this match, like we were talking about earlier. He knows about the fireball situation and the pokes and you know, how he can use counter and how he can use anti-airs and all the setups. The only question is whether Combo Fiend, having seen NCR, how he played against this match, will Combo Fiend have anything different, significantly different, that will force Infiltration to play differently, or does Infiltration kind of have the read, have the matchup down already? Wow, it's totally lagging, huh? Yeah, that's not lag on our stream. That's actually lag on Twitch. On the Twitch playback. Sorry about that. Again, we're just watching archives. These are not actually on YouTube yet, so we're just looking at the actual replays. And Combo Fiend, like I was saying, actually does have kind of a different thing to bring out against Infiltration here. He's much more offensive about it. Is Combo Fiend. He's trying not to just play at the mid-range game where Infiltration did so well the previous time. And you can see he's really trying to walk in there and make things happen. Infiltration putting up a really good wall right now, and you know, basically doing what he wants to be doing, which is to play at that zone. But now he's caught in the corner, and Oni, you know, very damaging character when he gets a hit, can really end you very quickly, and yeah, boom. So we are seeing a little bit of a different play here from Combo Fiend. He is getting in more. He's trying to get in more. He's not just trying to be at the mid-range location. But Infiltration, you know, he adapts well, or at least he has in the past. He has a very, very damaging character, as you can see, extremely stunning sort of character. But you know, when things don't work out, he knows that his mid-range and defense is good in this match. It has been good in the past, and he backs up. I think this is going to be. Oh yeah, that's right. Combo can bringing out the tricks, the Oni tricks. Throw or stomp. Which one am I going to go for? Caught in the corner now, and I think he's going to... Yeah, there's a stomp. The classic Oni mix-up. A hard knockdown. Yeah, so Infiltration, you know, now caught. I don't really think that this is a failure of the matchup of the characters that he's picked, either this one or the previous one. I just think it's excellent play by Combo Fiend. You know, like I was saying, Combo Fiend's so good at getting in and mixing up once he's in there. And it's just really, really hard to deal with. So Gouken goes down. Then he has one last character. He has Akuma, the character that he's probably best known for, and brings out in most matchups. You know, I've talked with Infiltration about various characters. Even though he thinks that all the characters that he plays are A tier, he thinks that Hakan is A tier. He thinks that Gouken is A tier. He thinks Ryu is A tier, and he thinks Akuma is too, but he thinks that Akuma is the best of the characters that he plays and tends to have the best matchups, which is why he goes with Akuma more often than he goes with the other characters. That's what he goes to now when the chips are really down, and does pretty well against Combo Fiend. Man, Twitch.
It's just because we're streaming in and out.
Right, so, right. Oof, that is gnarly. So he has a different style here, you know, again, as Akuma. He's really trying to get in and harass, you know, Oni. He has these setups that, I don't know if that's an unblockable or just really ambiguous or what, but he has, you know, meaty games that are really hard for Oni to deal with. And, yeah, his switch really ends up paying off, as you can see. Or, yeah, finally you'll see. Yes. Yeah, I mean, guys, Oh, the stream is also lagging? Really?
Like, in what way?
Like, my mouth versus the voice is lagging? Is that what's happening right now? I don't know how long it's going to take for them to figure that out. Or, I mean, sorry to hear that.
Alright. I'm going to pause this real quick.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it might honestly just be because we're loading a stream and we're streaming out at the same time, you know?
Definitely. Wow, they still haven't heard what I said earlier, man. That's super behind.
Right. Is the voice ahead or is the video ahead? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't know, but I think it's gonna take 30 seconds for them to hear what you just said.
No.
At least, man, they're just talking about the Hakan A tier thing. That was like freaking a minute ago.
Yeah, I know.
So, I don't know, man. Maybe this isn't really practical to do. This is just it was a thing that we tried out today because the videos haven't actually come out on YouTube yet, and you can download things on YouTube. It's harder to do when it's still in archive. It's doable, but it's harder to do because it's not broken up.
I saw someone say that it was like neither, but it's still...
Well, I mean, they still haven't heard what I said like a million years ago. Yeah, dude, see, like right now. Wow. It's fine now? Oh, dude,
okay,
maybe it is the play.
Yeah, because I have a pause.
You have a pause.
Yeah, so it might be okay.
All right, well, I guess then we'll just, we'll quit watching that.
Okay.
Fine. Sorry, I really wanted to show his Akuma versus Combo Fiend's Oni. Spoiler, his Akuma ends up winning, then he beats PR Rog 6-0 in Grand Finals to take the tournament. Rog was not happy about it. But we're not going to...
He was kind of trolly, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a little trolly.
Yeah,
he was.
Okay.
But I guess we're not going to get to see that, unfortunately. So you know what? Let's just go to that video, the last video.
The third video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully this will be fine. The video is just... I mean, I've done this a million times, and it's always been fine, so hopefully that'll be good. It's good? What are you guys doing now? Come on.
Maybe it was just we were behind when it was laggy, and so now it's good now. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know, whatever. You guys can watch that at your leisure later. But right now, I'd like to go into the last video that I had planned for today, which is actually in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. And this was from NorCal Regionals, which is a month ago, which is a long time in the life of this game because it's only a couple months old. That's half of its life, so things have definitely changed since then. We have a lot of new technology, but think back to the moment when this was NCR a month ago. This is Chris G in Grand Finals versus Infiltration. And also think about Infiltration. Wait, what? The chat?
No, they're saying the reason why we thought it was laggy when it wasn't is because the chat was behind. So when they were complaining about lag, we were already, you know what I mean? It was
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever, man. Anyway, so we're in for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. So think about all the things that we've been talking about in Infiltration's gameplay. He picks characters. He doesn't seem to have any particular character loyalty. He just picks characters that he thinks are good and that will be good in the matchups that are at hand. Wow, even this is freaking out?
Whoa. Jeez, what the heck?
Okay, fine. Hopefully this is okay.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so he picks characters that he thinks are good on matchups and then that can allow him to do the things in the game that he wants to do, which, again, he identifies parts of the game and matchups very well, as you can see from the previous examples, and figures out how to play within the context of that game. So look at this, look what he's doing. He's playing Rolento Ryu, and even though he doesn't have a ton of damage dealt already, he has already identified the fact that this game is about the timer. It took me like another few weeks after this set to really, obviously I knew the timer was a big deal. I just thought it was stupid though. I wasn't looking for ways to play it strategically. He already was on that train, and he has literally wasted 30 seconds now with not a terribly large life lead because he knows that he can do this with the character that he has selected, with the couple characters that he has selected. He has, been enough in the lab, and he's thought about things, and he's game planned correctly, and all this kind of stuff, and does really, really well. He's playing against Chris G. Chris G has been good in this game since it came out. Of course, very strong player overall is Chris G right now. He got top 8 at like 7 tournaments at Civil War, which is pretty nuts. Some Justin Wong stuff right there. But here he is a month before then, still playing, or already playing the same team that he currently is. But look at this. Look at the time. 7 seconds left. He has literally been running for 80 seconds, and he still wins! Because he's picked these characters that really allow him to do exactly what he wants to do. He knows that the game is more about timer than it is about individual life bars, which is true. And, he also has sick reads and spacing, like you can see in that read that she was going to do that unsafe overhead and she loses half of her life for it. But now he goes back to this really frustrating Rolento game, or at least is trying to. Character who has pretty good or pretty reasonable escape options. He's not the best at it, but once he gets away to a certain distance, it can be pretty hard to get back in against him. He can get back in on you fairly well. So it's a really smart character selection from him. Even at Seasons Beatings last weekend, he had Rolento Ryu and did well. And yeah, it's just really smart play from him. Misses a link there, but actually has option selects in this game, which can be a little harder to do than in the previous games. Goes in for the pressure there for once and gets blown up for it, but immediately right back to, taking the life lead for sure, and then just, he has a good setup that he's game planned around and knows exactly what to do. Alright, well, he 3-0s Chris. It's pretty much a destruction, and there you go.
Okay, so
cool?
You don't need to show anymore.
Nah, whatever. It's cool.
Alright, so
But you can really see that, yeah, just whatever. Oh, I don't know, keep it in minimum, or me in minimum.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. He really studies the game. It's something that he is good at in both games that he plays seriously. He figures out how to abuse whatever the part of the game he thinks can be abused. He picks characters he thinks can let him do that, and at the same time that have a little bit of trolley potential, and then he just does it. Then he has sick reads and spacing, and it's just really hard to get in and do what you want to do against him. Alright, I'm done.
Okay.
Cool.
So, should we just go to a commercial break real quick?
Sure, let's go to a commercial break. When I come back, I want to do a little bit of Ask Ultra David, and then I think we're going to do community stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Is that cool?
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. We'll be back with that in a little bit. Alright, welcome back to Level 3 Focus. Sorry about all the technical problems today. Usually it's not as much of an issue, not really sure what the deal is. We'll figure that out later, I guess. But right now, I'd like to do some Ask Ultra David. If you want to send me a question, please do so at our Gmail account, which is ultrachentv@gmail.com, or send a tweet to @ultradavid or @ultrachentv. Today, a couple of kind of legally themed questions, which is why I wanted to take them. Certainly that's something that I'm happy to answer. Tong Lung says he's wondering if it's legally possible for Capcom to nerf the gems, because in the UK, which is where he is, that would be illegal, he says, because on the DLC the gems tell you what they do, and if Capcom nerfs the gems, then you're not getting what you paid for. And so he's wondering, is it okay that Capcom basically changes something that they sell to you in advance? Or is there some kind of challenge that you can make because you're not getting exactly what you paid for? Answer, no. Contract law allows you to do a ton of different things. Basically, as long as it's not, well, literally, as long as it's not illegal, you can do it in a contract. And something that's very commonly done in video games is that, or not just in video games, in tons of different things, is that you say, we're selling you these things subject to change, and P.S., if you agree to buy this, you agree in advance to whatever those changes are going to be. They're entirely at our discretion. Hold that. That's basically it. And so, no, there's not really much that you can do about that. It's just what they do, man. That's how video games and basically contracts in general work, especially where there's some kind of lack of, bargaining parity between parties, which is the case between video game publishers and us. They can set the terms, and you either abide by that or you don't buy the game. The other one is from Dylan, which is kind of a funny question that he has. When streaming, why don't we talk freely about money matches? So, something we do all the time, right? Like, when we see that money matches are happening, we'll talk about, like, Monopoly money, or, they're trading doll hairs, or like, whatever, bison dollars, like, that kind of thing. We'll kind of screw around with it, and not directly talk about the fact that people are betting on who's going to win. It's not just money matches, but it's also, prop bets, and, like, who gets the first hit? Does somebody win on an odd second or an even second, and super fun stuff like that. We kind of dance around that on streams, and he's wondering if there's some legal reason why that happens, or really what the reason is. The reason is basically that it's funny. Like, that's why I do it. I'm not worried about any kind of legal concerns. There is a potential concern in certain jurisdictions that would be considered illegal gambling or unsanctioned gambling. That's a potential concern. Is that going to come up? Is somebody going to be watching the stream at home who works for the local government and going to say, oh no, these people are betting dollars or whatever? No, I mean, it's not realistically going to come up. So I'm not really worried about it. I do know that some streamers are a little bit, though. And whereas, usually I'll refer to them as bison dollars or whatever just because I'm joking around. But, there are some streams that would rather us not talk directly about that because of that exact issue. Cool. Yeah, I mean, he says, why is a tournament with cash prize, why is a 2-man tournament with a cash prize not allowed to be discussed, but a 200-man tournament is fine, which is basically how he's looking at it. A money match is just like a tournament in his eyes, which is basically the case. The only thing that is more directly a bet is things like prop bets or betting on somebody else's money match.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing is that people bet on other people's money matches. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's it for Ask Ultra David. If you'd like me to answer something else, please let me know. But we'd also like to do a little community blast. This is something that we try to do every week. If you'd like us to talk about your own scene, please send us your information at ultrachantv@gmail.com. Here, why don't you just slide on in? Or slide that over. Yeah, here. Let's see this.
Okay. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, it's something that we like to do just in case somebody's watching and maybe they have a small local scene that they would like to advertise better, or maybe they are not sure that they have a local scene and would like to inquire as to how they can get in contact with somebody who lives in their area.
Right. So we're gonna. I mean, we have a pretty a nice little backlog here, so I'm gonna try to just cover a lot of the ones that we haven't talked about yet. And so the first one here is from Montinio from Long Island. So this is a New York, I guess, more New York area. How close is Long
Island?
To New York?
I mean, it's New York State.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
You mean to the city?
Yeah.
I mean, part of New York City is on Long Island.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
But, yeah. Anyway.
But he basically says on Long Island there's a small scene that they have in West Islip called Friendly Neighborhood Comics.
That's definitely
FNC.
Let's see.
Yep. And they have a bunch of high-level players. L.I. Joe plays there. That's where Predator's from and such. So,
okay.
He says the thing is that their scene is actually really small, and they have to travel out to New York to, take part in Big 2 and stuff like that to actually get more competition. He says their group as a whole is maybe only about 15 or 20 people large. So this was back in February. I don't know if it's grown since then.
That's definitely a distance. Okay.
But, he's hoping that, a lot of people who might be watching the stream are from the Long Island area. Obviously, L.I. Joe is from there. That's why he is L.I. Joe. But, that they're hoping that they can grow the scene out a little bit bigger because, for something in so close to New York.
West Islip,
there should be a lot more players out there. So he's hoping to grow the scene out there.
Cool.
Yep. So that's, once again, this Long Island. I guess their group is called Friendly Neighborhood Comics. I don't have a web page or a Twitter or anything like that from them. Yeah, so, I mean, if you are watching, again, Montinio, or if even L.I. Joe or somebody is watching and has any of that information, let us know. We'll try to get that out to everybody. But I guess right now the best thing to do is, look up Friendly Neighborhood Comics, FNC, or maybe even try to contact L.I. Joe or Predator, because these are players who we've been seeing a lot, and this is a totally aside, but Predators Haggers.
So fun, right?
So good.
Yeah.
I love watching it. Okay.
It is. It's really fun. But yeah, if you want to send us your info for your own scene, make sure that you add some kind of contact information, because it's just not that useful for other people to hear that there's a scene in their area and not have any way to contact it.
Now, I don't think we've talked about the Northwest Best Bout Gaming yet.
I don't think so.
Okay, so there's another group here from the Northwest called Best Bout Gaming.
Where are they?
Let's see. Portland. So
Okay.
it's like, so he says that they have training sessions every week. They host tournaments once a month. They actually helped sponsor Northwest Majors 3 back in November last year. And Northwest Majors is actually coming up again in a few weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's soon, very soon.
Yeah, so Northwest Majors 4 is coming up. Yeah, I think it's the weekend
It's like 2
right
weeks.
after UFGT 8.
Oh, it's after?
Isn't it?
I forget
Yeah.
if it's like after or
I
before.
think UFGT 8 starts the 5 tournaments in a row or something like that. So, but he says he's fairly new and he's been looking for competition, and he found Best Bout Gaming to be a very welcoming place for players such as himself.
Okay.
And it's a really good spot to find out some of the history of Portland's local gaming community.
Okay.
They do have a website which is bestbout.com. So you can go there and check out, and it says, I guess they even have he says a little mini doc. So I'm not sure if it's a document or a documentary.
Oh, I mean, he has a video attached.
Oh, yeah. He's a YouTube video. Oh, yeah, okay. So this must be like maybe a little documentary about Best Bout Gaming. Okay.
I guess.
Cool, nice.
We'll tweet out all of these informations
Yeah.
and links.
And I think
such.
we forgot to tweet out last week's stuff. When
we
we talked
totally
about the
did.
Panda Cross Gaming, and then we talked about the Chicago community. I think we forgot to tweet those out, so we'll get those
Fact.
out. Yeah, next. We'll get all of
Tonight.
them out this. Yeah, tonight. And so the last one I want to talk about is, these guys, you've probably heard of them, Team Hazmat, the Arizona crew, right? This is where guys like Saber and all those guys play at, right?
Yep.
So, one of the reasons why we had put off talking about this scene a little bit is because they do have a lot of strong players there. So I know they're not hurting as much as a lot of other scenes, but still at the same time, Phoenix, Arizona. Very strong place. Like I said, this is also where Mr. SNK plays, and they have a lot of strong players. Juicebox was originally from this area, right? Is he still there? Or?
I mean, I don't think he goes to Hazmat.
I think he moved out, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not part of Hazmat.
Yeah. So, but they have a stream all the time. They have a website that you can check out at teamhazmataz.com.
Oh, Team Hazmat AZ.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Team Hazmat AZ. I like Team Hazmataz. Dude, Hazmataz sounds so much cooler. Come on. Yeah, but they also have an Arizona thread on SRK in the Pacific South regional matchmaking, so you can check that out there. And this is from Mean Pork, a.k.a. Kyle. So, yeah, shout-outs to the Arizona scenes, and especially shout-outs. Saber's, like, one of the super old-school players. He was one of the originators of Cody in Super
Alpha.
Street Fighter 4, actually.
Oh,
yeah, he played him a lot in Alpha,
Yeah.
but in Super Street Fighter 4, Cody wasn't that good originally, and he did really well. He also was the Sakura player who beat Vi in that team tournament at EVO that one year.
That was like the first time I ever saw something competent out of a SAC player.
Yeah, and I think that was like voted as like the match of the year or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
at
right.
that
It
point
was
in
it
time.
was super hype.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely a lot of strong players out from that area. So, we'll definitely get all that information out there. And once again, please keep sending us more, because the amount of people asking for, community shout-outs has tapered off a little bit recently. And, there's got to be a lot more scenes out there. And this is not limited to United States. If you're watching this even on an archive on YouTube right now, and you have a scene, somewhere else, around the world, anywhere around the world, I mean, heck, we just had probably one of the coolest tournaments played at Shadaloo Showdown in Australia.
It was super
just
sick.
now. Yeah, it was such a great tournament. So, we've got awesome scenes everywhere. So.
And we've definitely shouted them out in the past. We've done, Ireland and Guam and, all sorts of different places. So.
Yeah.
Definitely happy to help bump FGC scenes all over the world. We're not looking at this as like some North American kind of scene. Fighting game community is definitely one big scene all over the world. So if you have any info, please let us know at ultrachentv@gmail.com, or send tweets to @ultrachentv or to @jchensor or to @ultradavid.
And, like we said, it's preferable to send us these community information via email, because please include, ways that people can contact you. If you don't have any ways that people can contact you, go create a Twitter account right now. It's not that hard to create a Twitter account. Seriously, just for your local scene, create it. It's super useful to have. You can announce events that way, and you can have people contact you. You can have people follow you, and then that way everybody keeps up to date with the goings on of your community. So, yep.
Okay, cool. I guess that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks for watching First Attack and Level 3 Focus. We'll be back tomorrow night with, what are we going to call it? Who knows?
Yeah,
Whatever we're calling the Tuesday show tomorrow.
Exactly.
And we'll announce what we're going to be talking about tomorrow during the day. Look for that on our Twitter at UltraGenTV.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about going over the Shadowloo Showdown file, but then the way that...
That's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, so we may change up on that, so we'll figure it out.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a good night.